Known worldwide as the man who never slept, Al Hirpin has become an internet fascination since his story has been rediscovered and recirculated all over the web. Born in 1862, Hirpin lived what would be considered an extraordinarily ordinary life, all the way until his late 80s, in which he claimed he didn't sleep for 10 years. Upon the claim, he allowed investigators into his home, and they found no furniture used for sleeping. Hirpin owned only a rocking chair, which he said he sat in at night and read until the next day. While no one was ever able to authenticate whether Hirpin's claims were true, he was once tracked by a teenager who attempted to stay awake for an entire week and watch Hirpin through his living room window. While the boy said he himself fell asleep on the 7th day, he never caught Hirpin sleeping or even dozing. Hirpin died at the age of 94 in relatively healthy condition. Daniel Tammet, an English instructor and autistic savant, has since the year 2000 left audiences in awe at the capacity of his memory. The 22,514 digits of pi over the course of 5 hours. He has done TED Talks, written books, and even started his own website that teaches people how to unlock new means of memory in their own lives. He is considered one of the top savants in the entire world and continues to teach and perform for audiences to this day in Paris, France. Eerily similar to the superhero Daredevil, teenager Ben Underwood developed retinal eye cancer at the age of 3 and had to have his eyes removed in surgery to protect himself. Rather than just relying on Braille and a walking cane to get around, Underwood developed a sense of echolocation by making clicking noises and reading the subtle vibrations from the objects around him. His heightened sense of sound and touch likely would have helped him start an incredible career in crime fighting had he practiced martial arts, but Underwood tragically died at the age of 16 in 2009 of the cancer he developed at a young age. While slicing a bullet in midair with a sword has long been an action movie myth and trope, Japanese Iaido master Isao Machi has proved his skill up to the task due to his incredible means of sensory processing. Machi has been world-renowned for his ability to track and predict the movements of any object, no matter how small and fast, to a reflexive capacity. Simply put, his brain processes kinetic movement up to 30 times faster than the normal human brain. Because of this, he is capable of incredible feats, such as splitting a BB gun bead at speeds of almost 200 miles an hour with a sword, despite not being able to actively see the bullet itself. He was taken to task on this challenge and was filmed on a high-speed camera slicing the bullet in half. He also claims the world records for most sword cuts in a variety of different ways. While he can't exactly make ice form out of the air and bend it to his will, the superpower of Wim the Iceman Hof is still fairly incredible. Born in Sittard, Limburg, Hof quickly learned a form of meditation that allowed his body to withstand extremely cold temperatures without his heart rate or core temperature ever dropping. Because of this, he has not only gone on to set world records, but even climbed Mount Everest in nothing but biking shorts and did a 5-hour half marathon near the Arctic Circle topless. His claim to this miraculous ability is practicing the ancient art of Tumo, created by Tibetan monks, that allows one to control their own body temperature in extreme conditions. Sadly, many have misunderstood Hof's training and attempted to replicate his adventures without being prepared. In 2016, 4 men tried to hold their breath under icy water for a number of minutes, trying to beat Hof's record. They died in their attempts, and critics blamed Hof. He claimed that he never challenges anyone to attempt what he does himself, and expressed sympathy for the men who would die. No news yet on how he has been able to modulate his temperature in extremely hot conditions. Dean Karnas's incredible stamina has allowed him to live a life known as the Machine. His claim to fame came when he went without sleep for 80 hours in order to run 350 miles without any sleep. He has also run 50 marathons in all 50 states in exactly 50 days, allowing himself no recovery time for his muscles. The popular misconception about Karnas is that he is one of the fastest men alive, though he tracks perfectly average speeds. It is his endurance that makes him the subject of multiple tests, and his practice methods that are so widely deciphered. He went on to write a book about himself and the challenges of ultra-endurance running titled Ultra Marathon Man, Confessions of an All-Night Runner. While not partaking in marathons around the world, Karnas runs a yogurt shop in California called You Top It. He remains the world leader in ultra-endurance running. Born Tim Cridland, Zamora, the Torture King, has made a name for himself by putting his body under extreme duress, including multiple stabbings, lacerations, exposure to heat and hot objects, electrocution, and even swallowing dangerous items and weapons. One of Zamora's signature tricks is swallowing a knife, then splitting open a small section in his neck and withdrawing it without even a pain. The scientific community has long been shocked by Cridland's abilities, but he professes that he studies a meditation method that allows him to bypass the normal threshold of pain experienced by humans. Many believe that he was actually born with congenital insensitivity, a condition in which the body does not feel pain. This is exceptionally dangerous, because this does not mean he is not putting his body in extreme peril. Still, Zamora continues to perform for audiences from all over the world. While being known for your ability to eat an entire bicycle isn't exactly what many would consider a fulfilling life, Michael Lotito has made a living as the man who can eat and digest just about any raw material. He has had meals of bicycles, televisions, computers, shopping carts, car parts, and a number of other various objects that we would never recommend eating. He began his strange eating habits for fun at the age of 16, and it's reported that between the years of 1959 and 1997, he has successfully eaten nearly 9 metric tons of metal. Surprisingly enough, when asked if there was any material he couldn't or wouldn't eat, Lotito claimed that bananas and hard-boiled eggs make him sick to his stomach. The center of controversy for a multitude of reasons, the man known as João de Deus, or John of God, has been said to have been given the supernatural healing powers of Jesus Christ. Running his own spiritual center in Brazil, John of God has performed surgeries on a reported thousands of guests who visit his church, all while not using any anesthetic or major operation tools. It is said he is capable of finding ailments within the body using only his hands, and fixes them by no internal means. Some reports claim that they have seen him pull tumors out of people's bodies merely by shoving his hands into their open wounds. And while he has a number of supporters who claim his powers are real, there are numerous detractors who say John of God is a con artist. He has been at the center of numerous investigations for sexual misconduct in regards to his staff, but the sheer number of people who claim he healed them of serious ailments is too powerful to outright ignore. Still, the full scope of John of God's powers are still up for debate, if he even really has them at all. Learning a language is exceptionally difficult, especially as an adult. But while the average human being is capable of speaking or understanding about 1.5 different languages, a man named Harold Williams decided that he would begin his conquest to learn as many as he possibly could. With what was considered to be an expansive memory, Harold traveled the world and adopted 58 different language practices, from generally well-known ones like Chinese and Mandarin to obscure ones used predominantly only by native tribes. He is often considered the man who knew the most languages in the entire world, but often found himself